Okay, welcome back guys. So it should be about a week since the last video, but in real life it's been something like 4 or 5 months since I've actually done any recording. Been kind of busy. But we're finally back into it, so... Oh, I figured out why I'm having trouble, why I had those audio glitches with the Hunter ink. So, the version of this emulator that I'm using, even the current version still has some trouble with this game. This game and the previous game are just intensive to emulate. And even with this nice computer I have, it just, the best emulators can't entirely handle it. So one of the few remaining glitches, because they're mostly solved now, but one of the few remaining glitches in the game is that when you fight Huntering, you have the tendency to get these really bad audio glitches like we had before, and the only real way to fix them is to actually reload, unfortunately. So what I'm going to be doing from here on is using save states. I've fine-tuned my emulator settings to the point that I really only get those audio glitches about half the time fighting the Huntering, but there's a lot of Huntering in the game, and even with half the time, that's still going to be a lot of times it's going to happen. So I'm going to be using save states and reloading, and I'll try and edit that and make it as clean, and so y'all don't see any of that if possible. But yeah, there's always going to be problems when not using the original system. So now that we have the space jump, I can completely fuck up my jump there. But yeah, we're headed further into Agon. We went to the Dark World last time. Now we're back in light for a little while, for temporarily. It's not going to last long. So, here, remember, we found the statue of D. Cheer. Now, see if I had single jump, can't do anything with it. Now I can actually get up here. We already got that from down below. That was a lore scan, but now I can access this. Sand gates will move to the open position. So I've always thought that was one of the coolest doors in the whole game. It's got these huge, like, blast shields almost that prevent access to the door. Clearly looks like somebody fortified themselves in here. But the way this is built, I mean, it looks... I can't tell if these are logs or like steel pylons. I kind of want to assume that they're logs from the way they look. Looks like maybe the door has a metal outer frame and then a filled composite interior. It's kind of hard to tell, actually. Okay. Oh, I hear space pirates. There indeed. What are they doing? Storage unit has been modified to transport radioactive material. Rad scans indicate the presence of phazon. Oh, so of course they have phazon. I'm gonna let them know I'm here. Now if I shoot, I should have just shot the phazon because you can actually blow it up and just take them right out. But they're not much of a threat. See if I done this. Yeah, it pops and it hurts you. Unlike the first game, I can just go ahead and tell you that we're not going to get any sort of phazon resistance or any sort of phazon type suit in this game. Okay, well, what the heck is all this? Crude but efficient device designed to harness wind power. Components are space pirate design. And these are space pirate crates. Yeah, looks like this is where the space pirates got their base set up, but doesn't look like it's been a fun time. Oh yeah. So this thing here is one of the few ships in the game. I now have all vehicles. There's 3 of them, I think. There's this one, and there's Samus's gunship, and then there's another pirate's ship. You'll only see a couple of these in the entire game. They get used a lot more in Metroid Prime 3. So it's a Shrike-class assault skiff, light assault craft, and troop transport. It's unarmed but heavily armored. So I believe... Yeah, plans for the Shrike were stolen from a GF lab by the Space Pirates. So they stole the plans for this unit from the Galactic Federation and then modified it to their purposes. It's a pretty cool looking little transport ship, but it seems really, like, dangerous. There's no straps, there's no seats, they're just standing on the back, like, cruising around. And, you know, if this thing's flying through the air at a couple hundred miles an hour, unless they've got magnetic boots or something, it just seems kind of reckless. But, you know, they're space pirates, they like living life on the edge. Well, you can see how the missiles can be kind of unreliable sometimes. Alright, there you are. Okay. I don't think I got that guy. Oh, I did. No, I didn't. Decided to run away and hide. Okay, so these are turrets. And it's kind of cool that you get to see them kind of hop into the turret the same way you hop into the kinetic warp cannons. Let's see, Vigilance class turret. Let's see, found in many space pirate bases, built to support the humility. This little smaller laser turret they've got is accurate, so it's a manned turret, it's not automated like the little ones. So, these are actually pretty easy to fight. They're slow. Blow them up. There we go. I kind of feel bad for the troopers that are in those turrets. If you actually read the description, it said that they were that lower class, like starter military forces run those turrets, and it's considered a mark of distinction to have a Tor in one of them. So I feel like those were the little guys that had just kind of joined up with the full space pirate army, and like this is their first mission maybe, you know, and they've got all these hopes and dreams of being, you know, conquerors, and then Stamets comes in and just, oh well shit, we're fucked. Okay, so I cannot go through that door. This is a dark door. But can sneak down here. So there's a weird tree in this area. It kind of looks like the Dark World version of that holographic tree, but it's not holographic. It's kind of techno-organic, like most of the stuff on this planet. Okay, more space pirates. So here's the full interior. We're sneaking in and they don't know how to look down. What are these guys doing? Okay. So they have a portal to Dark Aether here, and they are checking it out. Now... That's a hell of a door. Okay, so there's going to be tons of stuff to scan in here. We're going to take these pirates out first. And then there's guys up top in there, but I'm not going to worry about them right now. So, welcome to the main space pirate base. I like this base considerably more than the pirate bases in the first game. They actually make sense as physical structures to a large extent. I mean, there's still... I can kind of look. You can see on the map. Okay. This whole thing is the Space Pirate base. So this was about half of the Agon map is actually this place. We're going to spend a significant amount of time here. And it's actually pretty cool. You can see everything's connected. There's no stupid one-way rooms where they have to jump through windows in order to get to the other side of the room. I mean, really, you guys like living extreme. So, tons of stuff to scan, more boxes glitching out on me. Let's see what's up. So, here's where we're going to get all of our Space Pirate lore. Oh, is that the first one? Yeah, okay. Science teams have detected the presence of Phazon in the Dasha system 4 cycles ago. High Command authorized the deployment of our team shortly thereafter. Orders are to establish a base on planet Ether and evaluate local Phazon resources. So they detected that Phazon was here just like they did on Talon 4. Because this world lies on the periphery of Galactic Federation territory, we are following stealth protocols at the highest level, so they are sneaking around the edge of galactic space. A cadre of elite commandos has been dispatched to provide security for our force as well. This operation is now underway. Local conflict. Intelligence reports on the indigenous population of Ether, that's the Luminoth, are in error. This planet is not at peace, nor are the inhabitants docile. Evidence of a Class 4 conflict is present here, though hostilities are at a minimal level now. So, when they showed up here, they found all this ruins of the war that's been going on between the Luminoth and the Ing, which is currently at a low point because the bulk of the fighting is gone and most of the Luminoth are gone, and most of the energy is on Dark Ether. Our territory has suffered several raids by a strange type of shadow creature, that's the Ing. These raids have caused considerable damage, and we have requested more combat troops in response. A spatial anomaly has been found within our base. We believe this rift in time-space leads to a parallel dimension of some type. Yep, they found the Dark Portal, but have been unable to interact with it thus far. A strange artifact was found near the anomaly as well. It may be a weapon or generator of some kind. Perhaps it is the key to accessing the anomaly. High Command is eager for reports on this relic. A new weapon for our arsenal is always welcome. So they found a piece of alien tech over here by the portal, and you'll notice that the portal's closed, okay? This is a regular old rift portal. There's no Luminoth device around it to open it up, but they just opened it. So they've got something here. We didn't really catch what they used, but they have something that allows them to open up this portal. We can't do anything with this. And one more? No. See, look at this thing, like, glitching out on me. Showing that one is red and this one is green. The rift portal has been opened. The artifact weapon, dubbed the Dark Beam. I wonder if we'll be getting that. I wonder. But the science team provides the energy needed to open the portal, although for a limited time. We've sent expeditions through the portal and they have returned with incredible news. The portal leads to a parallel version of Ether. This dark Ether has suffered a global calamity, turning it into a toxic wasteland. It is the homeworld of the shadowy creatures who have been raiding our base for the last cycle. Most importantly, it is the prime location of Phazon in this sector. Extraction plans are being prepared. We will not be denied. So yeah, once again, I may have said this before, when the meteor crashed, it brought Phazon with it, just like the meteor on Talon 4, and the bulk of that Phazon seems to have gone to the dark version of the planet. So there's not much Phazon here on Light Ether. And the pirates, they want the Phazon, just like the last game, because it's just as useful for them now as it was then. So, now we're going to have a bunch of mini scans that aren't full lore scans, but still give us tons of cool information. Okay, so this is the device they use to access the portal, so that activates something. So, here's more, we get 2 planet scans here, one's Aether, one's Dark Aether, that's dark, I think. Yeah. Planet is unstable due to transdimensional flux. Warfare has devastated a good portion of the planet's population. Extreme climate shifts have left most of Aether uninhabitable, so this place is not having a good time. Casualty report. Mining Expedition 422 reports 3 dead, 2 injured, 1 missing in action. Captured bioform transferred to science team for study. So they got attacked by some local creature that they picked up. Security report. Commander Unit B7 has failed to report. Unit was dispatched to recon in the swamp, a potential site for a new base. Unit 98 sent to investigate. So yeah, they sent somebody out to the Torvus Bog, and they didn't come back, and we're going to find out why. That place is deadly. The marine vessel has been under attack by indigenous predators for several days. Casualties are high. The marine force is near them, so they knew about the... See, this is one problem I don't like about this room. It's got all these big scans, and that they tell you a story, but if you don't know the exact order to read them in, it can be a little patchy. I actually got these right, but now I'm getting these little... Oh well. Metroid Energy Report. Until we recover more Phazon, we rely on Metroids for power, so... They've got Metroids strapped up as batteries. Command has authorized mass breeding of Metroids for this purpose. I wonder how Metroids actually breed. I need to look that up. But this should be Dark Aether. Let's see. Can't determine origin. Contains high levels of Phazon. Native bioforms attack on site. Yep. Sentry report. I go weary of standing watch on a wasteland. The accursed Marines are weak and vulnerable. Why do we not attack? They owe us a fate debt for the attack on our supply ship. So here's some more insight into their culture. You know, fate debt? That kind of sounds like the Wookiee life debt from Star Wars, you know? So because the Federation, you know, caught a pirate supply ship and attacked it, the pirates now have some, like, you know, fate crusade that they have to take against them. Like, you know, the debt must be repaid. Instead of settling accounts, we sit around in this sand pit like a group of timid old spinsters. It is time for action. The Space Pirate scans are by far the best part of this game, actually. It's kind of neat. Medical report. Technician 12 relieved after showing symptoms of Phazon fever, in which he claimed the Phazon as his own and held us at gunpoint until security arrived. So I imagine kind of like a Gollum thing, you know, like he's standing by the Phazon, my precious, and he's holding up the gun at the guys. Metroid handling protocols. Metroids are not pets. Metroids are not for target practice. Finally, unauthorized feeding of Metroids is still strictly prohibited. Use the new pirate lore. Phazon extraction raids are underway on Dark Aether. The toxicity of the atmosphere has taken a toll on our workforce, as have the hostile natives of that world. Science team is preparing survival gear to protect our work teams, and we have increased our security presence in extraction areas. Fortunately, High Command is sending more troops and supplies. Our troops and resources are spread dangerously thin, and this mission cannot fail. So they're actively mining Dark Aether for Phazon, which of course is incredibly risky and stupid, but they're space pirates, so they really don't give a shit. Dark Aether transit 424 complete, so that's what we just saw. Radiation levels within tolerances, Dark Cannon operating at full power. No signs of instability detected. Cooldown cycle underway. So they also developed some sort of environmental suits to let them survive on Dark Aether. We're going to go through that portal in a little bit and see what happened to all those guys. It's actually kind of cool. So I can't go through this big door yet. This guy's going to shoot me through the glass? Or does that happen later, maybe? Let me lock onto you. Come on. There we go. Security alert. All systems and units. Datanet has been compromised. The hunter has hacked our datanet. So what we're reading here was written like a minute and a half ago. All of our secrets are now hers. She cannot be allowed to escape. Terminate her on site. Some guy wrote that just now. Security alert. All units to battle stations. The Dark Hunter has breached the Metroid production facility. So that would be the dark version of B that we've been seeing. Protect Phazon supply at all costs. Death to the Dark Hunter. Glory to the Space Pirates. So that's what they're calling it. Yeah, there we go. So they wanted to show us some breaking glass that you can shoot through, but you can't jump through it. Which is kind of annoying. We'll get around there. And there she is. Couldn't get a scan on her. Energize door with dark energy to open it. So this is a light crystal. We need to shoot it with dark. You'll notice a light dark pattern in this game. Most of the mechanics revolve around it. So Phazon collection report. Phazon supply at Site 1 is diminishing. Sites 2 and 3 are supply rated above 90%. Site 4 remains a problem due to high presence of hostile bioforms. So it's just a report on levels of Phazon. Planetary stability report. Planetary energy is at critical, creating violent climate changes and tectonic shifts. Unless these conditions can be reversed, global destruction is inevitable. So yeah, this place is going down. Blast door control. So this opens these doors. These are really cool looking interfaces. The interfaces are updated, as you see, from the original Space Pirate interfaces in the first game. They're still all more or less identical, but I don't know. They look a little more realistic this time. Alright, more turrets. These are the humility that they talked about? Yeah. These are just little turrets. This is again, these guys just like stealing tech from the Federation and modifying it for their own use, so they stole the little growler turrets that we've been fighting on the overworld, and made it into this. And they added a galvanic accelerator cannon. But it's as easy to kill as the other thing. Here's a little, like, laser grid. I'm not sure what the point of this is for their... Like, is this a security gate that they've set up? That they get to jump through all the time? I mean, it's just... Is this like an extreme sports thing that they do? I don't know. Okay, this is a really cool room. So those guys just hopped on that thing and ran away. Hey guys, come here. Cannot target him. He's hiding behind a pillar and it won't let me. There we go. Are you still alive? Okay. So, here's where all the Metroids are. They've got them up in these tanks that presumably are sucking the energy at them. They look red this time. These are from Talon 4. Containment field is keeping Metroid subject in a constant state of agitation. It is unable to enter sleep cycles. So this thing is being held awake, just like, you know, they're draining its energy 24/7, and that's what happens to a Metroid apparently. When that happens, it gets all red and agitated, and he's just not having a good time in there. Can't break him out. They're all over the place. They're all going to attack you, or try to. Metroid subject can civil blast wounds from pirate opening in low power settings. They wanted it alive after they were finished with it. So they've been... You know, like those reports were saying before, you know, Metroids are not pets. Metroids are not targets. The Space Pirates have been pulling these things out and shooting at them and playing with them and messing with them. And I just screwed that elevator up. And then, oh my god. You know, I always kind of made fun of YouTubers for, you know, when you see guys that talk and play at the same time, and then they're like failing simple tasks in the game, and you're like, how? Then you try and actually do it, and it's like, oh, my brain can't do both of those things at the same time. Like that. I didn't want to be down here. I've never actually done that before. I keep standing too far back on this elevator, and Samus hits her head, like, right here, and then the elevator goes back down. This is my first time ever having that happen, and it happens a couple times in a row. This is why I like doing these playthroughs. Okay, so here's a bunch of them in a tank with the Space Pirate. So here we get a proper scan on them. Talon Metroid, so these are from Talon 4. Space Pirates harvest and enslave Metroids for use in their operations. The Talon Metroid will latch onto prey with powerful pincers and proceed to drain its life energy. Yeah, it causes them to go. Same Metroid. They are vulnerable to the chilling effects of dark energy, so we'll see that later. This guy. Evidence of symbiotic bonding present in subject system. Subject is barely alive and is periodically leached of its bioenergy by Metroid. So, there's some symbiotic bonding, so he may have been partially taken over by an Ing, but they've got him and then, attacked by the Metroids, but they're keeping him in here, and the Metroids are just periodically draining his life energy and leaving him barely alive and then letting him recover. So, yeah, that's a little... At least the Metroids are happy. Metroid subject is suffering from food poisoning. It has ingested several pet treats and space pirate rations. These do not agree with its digestive system. I kind of wonder, how Metroids eat anything. Where's the mouth? I don't really see a mouth on them. And I don't really see a digester tract or anything, so that's an interesting scan, but it doesn't seem to actually match up with... Like, if these space pirates are handing him a little doggy treat, he's got the mandibles for latching onto people's heads, but he's got no teeth, there's no chewing, there's no mouth to swallow. You just see the doggy treat floating around inside the head there? And, I mean, did they, just push it inside the head? I wonder how permeable they are. It just, guys, did you even look at these things before you made that lore entry? Metroid subject has been energy drained repeatedly over the last 3 cycles. Subject cellular structure has become unstable. Yeah, so they're just draining these things like batteries, and it is not working great for the Metroids. I feel really bad for these Metroids, actually, despite the fact that, they don't have feelings. Metroids are not pets. Metroids are not for target practice. Maybe they do have feelings. I don't know. Finally, unauthorized feeding of Metroids is still strictly prohibited. So, that same scan again. This guy should be a different scan, too. Each one of these guys has their own scan in here. Metroid subject is heavily scarred, wounds appear to be from repeated contact with its containment field. So yeah, he's been trying to bust out and just burning himself in this containment. Samus Aran, the accursed hunter, has arrived. The sudden arrival of the hunter is strange enough, but her actions are stranger still. She does not seek our destruction, but our Phazon. With each raid, she steals Phazon ore, only killing those who attempt to deny her. What she needs it for, we do not know. The science team suspects she requires it to power her new armor suit. Dark in color, it is equipped with strange new weapons. The troops now call her the Dark Hunter. It is a fitting title. So, that Dark Me that was here, we just saw, showed up here, and they thought it was me, because why wouldn't they think it was me? And they thought it was me in some suit, which, why wouldn't they? Because I was wearing a suit that looked a lot like that. That was my Phazon suit from the first game. Oops, did I just accidentally a spoiler? Oh well. So, this is a cool... Space Pirates use this barrier to control access to this high security area. This is one of those things. This is a security gate, okay? So, only one of these can be open at the same time. And it's got this big, elaborate, circular contraption that, takes these hydraulics that run across the whole room, and this seems like a cool but overly complicated way of doing this, but that's the Space Pirates. Okay, welcome to this room. This room sucks, but we've got some air troopers. So they've updated the air pirates quite a bit, actually. Pirate air trooper. The smoke looks much more realistic now. They are much more clearly wearing a suit, which is kind of lopsided and strange looking, and I don't know. I don't know that I like these better than the first ones. But let's see what it says. Known for their cold precision and utter cruelty, armed with both beam and missile systems, the air trooper can be difficult foe to engage, especially at range. Their jetpacks can be overloaded with heat-based attacks. These units prefer death before dishonor. They will make us... Yeah, so they function just like they do in the first game. They stand still and shoot missiles. Everything is exactly the same, just different appearance. But they're much better dodging, and I'm out of missiles. Wow. So. They're really good at dodging my charge shot, and there's all my missiles back. So. They may be a little tougher than the first game, or maybe I just got used to using the wave beam. And the plasma beam. So, this room is a big, kind of tedious block puzzle. It's not really a puzzle because it's easy. Scan this. So, as you can see, there's these three big towers. And there's doors on both sides of the room. Or, well, there's one over there. There's a door up top. A super missile door that I can't access. And so it wants me to go up there. That's where the door is. But I'm not going to configure them like that yet. So if you come over to these... Oh, it's on the other side of the room. Let's get these scans first. Maintenance report. Energy containment field generators have failed 3 times. I fear for our safety. We're out of spare parts. One more failure and we're finished. Well, I mean, look. Seriously, like, look at the size of this base and the elaborateness of the mechanisms and units and just out of spare parts. I mean, how much raw material did you actually ship to this planet to get this done? I mean, that's a lot. Production report. Mass breeding of Metroids underway. We will meet command's quota within a cycle. Storage remains an issue, however, recommend expansion of the existing facility before critical Metroid level is reached. So, you know, if command actually says create this many Metroids and you're running out of space, when you make enough, can't you just stop making? I don't know. So, you can see this unit displays these 3 platforms. Wants me to go to that one, so if and there's little up and down arrows here, basically, so if I hit the down one, drops that to there. And then I can do the same with these 3. I want to actually create the second one down. Basically, you make a little step ladder. There we go. Now lets me get up top to get, I think, an energy tank. Training report. Science team believes the Metroids can be trained. After several cycles of trying, I believe science team has favor for brains. I've lost 2 assistants to the wretched little things. I love reports like that. Theft report. 3 Metroids have been stolen. All on-duty units have been questioned. Whereabouts of Metroids unknown. Doubling security Metroid areas until further notice. So why you would steal 3 Metroids, I don't know. Seems kind of dumb. The Dark Hunter was spotted near the Metroid tanks. She attempted to breach the containment racks without success and escaped. Perhaps she's behind the recent Metroid theft. So why she would be stealing Metroids, I don't know. Yep, energy tank. Very useful. I forget entirely what's through that door, but we're not going to be getting that till much later. Now I have to go and reset all of these, and get them the other way, so I'm going to cut it a little bit, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, So now that leads us up to the door. So this is their storage facility, but again, well, for one, there's nothing in these tanks. You know, if you're running out of critical space for Metroids and you're complaining about it, but you've got this storage room full of these big tanks that have nothing in them, and also seems like a really impractical and just obtuse way of managing these storage tanks. It's cool for the platforming, but you know, I would never build a base like that. I just have, you know, units on the wall that you walk over to and open up, you know? So, more bug holes. So this is a really annoying little section. We've got these lasers here, and they will hurt me if I go through. And I can't work my morph ball today. And then there should be some lasers appearing up on here. Yeah. So this is a timed little game. Yeah, and they hurt you from pretty far away. I just don't like these little morph ball sections in the game. There's a lot of them. There's a lot more than the first game, especially once you get Spider Ball. There's a boss with Spider Ball that's just awful. My least favorite part of the game. Okay, finally we get to a save point. Let's see, what's our time? Oh yeah, that's a good stopping point. So, next time we're going to keep going to this base. Maybe gonna fight somebody special. Maybe get some gun upgrades. Just a thought. I'll see you guys next time.